But yeah, so I'm going to start out with the NBA. The NBA right now is in the bubble. All of the games are being played in Miami, Florida at the Disney resorts. And I'm going to start out with Friday's scores. So Friday night, the Jazz took on the Spurs. And the Spurs defeated the Jazz 119 to 111. Tony Bradley was your high scorer for the Jazz with 15 points and 11 rebounds, while Derek White was your leading scorer for the winning Spurs with 24 points. The Oklahoma City Thunder took on the Grizzlies. The Grizzlies took down the Thunder with a score of 121 to 92. Chris Paul was your high scorer for the Thunder with 17 points, while Jonas Valanciunas was the high scorer for your Grizzlies with 19 points and 11 rebounds. The Kings took on the Nets, and the Kings took on the Nets next, and the Kings were your winners by a score of 119 to 106. Bogdan Bogdanovic was your leading scorer for the Kings with 27 points, while Jarrett Allen was your leading scorer for the Nets with 17 points and 11 rebounds. And as I'm recording this, I am noticing that these are not the high scores that I'm giving you, but they are the top performers, whether it be the highest scorers, the biggest rebounders, or just the players that gave you the most. So moving on to the 76ers versus the Magic. The Sixers defeat the Magic with a score of 108 to 101. Nikola Vucevic was your top performer for the Magic with 21 points and 12 rebounds. And Tobias Harris was your top performer for the 76ers with 23 points and 15 rebounds. It's a big rebound number for him. Next, the Wizards took on the Pelicans. The Pelicans defeating the Wizards 118 to 107. Your top performer for the Wizards was Ish Smith with 18 points and 6 rebounds and 10 assists. And Jrue Holiday was your top performer for the Pelicans with 28 points. So good night for him. Finally, the Celtics took on the Raptors. Celtics defeating the Raptors 122 to 100. Rondé Hollis-Jefferson was your top performer for the Raptors with 11 points, 5 rebounds. And Jason Tatum was your top performer for the Celtics, 18 points and 7 rebounds for him. It's a big news. It's a big game there in the bubble with the Raptors suffering their first loss by a whopping 22 points. Moving on to Saturday's games. Currently, the Lakers and Pacers are playing. The Pacers leading the Lakers 87 to 84. LeBron James is your top performer for the Lakers, 23 points and 6 rebounds, while TJ Warren is your top performer for the Pacers with 27 points and 4 rebounds. Also going on, the Suns and the Heat are just getting underway. The Heat leading the Suns 16 to 8. The top performers are Devin Booker for the Suns and Tyler Hero for the Miami Heat. Suns are the only remaining undefeated team in the bubble, so we'll have to keep an eye on that and see if the Heat can pull that one off. Earlier today, the Clippers took on the Trailblazers with the score of Clippers 122 to Trailblazers 117. That was a tight game. Damian Lillard had the opportunity to hit some go-ahead free throws at the end and missed those, and there was a little bit of jawing between Damian Lillard and Patrick Beverley, so very tight-fought game. Paul George was your top performer for the Clippers with 21 points and 6 rebounds, while CJ McCollum was your top performer for the Trailblazers with 29 points and 4 rebounds. A game that went into double overtime earlier today was the Jazz versus Nuggets, with the Nuggets squeezing out a win 134 to 132. Your top performer for the Jazz was Donovan Mitchell with 35 points, 6 rebounds, and 8 assists, while Nikola Jokic was your top performer for the Nuggets with 30 points, 11 rebounds, and 7 assists. Good night. Good game there. Later on tonight, you're going to see the Bucks versus the Mavericks. Obviously, big names for those teams is Giannis Antetokounmpo, who was named one of the NBA MVP finalists, along with LeBron James and James Harden, and Luka Doncic, who is one of the up-and-comings for the NBA. Sunday, August 9th, you have scheduled the Wizards taking on the Thunder at 11:30 Central Time, Grizzlies versus the Raptors at 1 p.m. Central Time. The Spurs will take on the Pelicans at 2 o'clock Central Time. The Magic take on the Celtics at 4 o'clock Central Time. The 76ers take on the Trailblazers at 5:30. The Houston Rockets take on the Sacramento Kings at 7 p.m. Central Time. And the Nets versus the Clippers at 8 o'clock Central Time to wind down your weekend for the NBA bubble.